We heard the extraordinary, spectacular marriage ceremony of their lordships Shishi Sitaram with their dear brothers Bharat, Lakshman, Shatrughna. And after the marriage, how Janak Maharaj gave few advice to his daughters. So we heard all these things, and Dasharath Maharaj with his entire family happily they returned back to the Shibir at the camp where they were staying. Next day morning, Vishwamitra took their permission and left to Himalaya for doing his tapasya. After this, Dasharath Maharaj comes to Janak Maharaj and says, please give us permission that we wish to return to Ayodhya. Again, Janak Maharaj gives lots and lots of gifts to all his daughters on his own, happily. And then, now he's feeling very happy, satisfied, because that was his ultimate desire. That he wanted his daughter, how he received his daughter Sita after doing so much of tapasya. And he knows Sita Devi is none other than Mahalakshmi. And he wanted Swayam Narayana to come and marry his daughter Sita Devi. So now he's feeling very happy, satisfied that Lakshmi Narayana marriage took place. He saw that there is no more desire for him to achieve. In order to fully engage in tapasya, in sadhana, now Janak Maharaj, he returns to Mithila city after giving farewell to Dasharath Maharaj and his daughters. He comes back, he hands over his entire kingdom, administration to his younger brother Kushadhwaja, Mandavi and Shrutakirti's father. And so now he completely retires from all his responsibilities and he goes back to do further sadhana and tapasya. So now Dasharath Maharaj, very happily he is returning to Ayodhya. He was so excited, happy to see his son Ram, and he wanted their marriage, his Ram's marriage to happen. Exactly at that time, Vishwamitra came. He took away Ram to forest. He was very sad. Oh, my son went away from me, that too to forest, to a very dangerous place to deal with dangerous Rakshasas. So he was going through a lot of, upset and feeling very sad. But now he's seeing that all that has changed. Now Ram is coming back to Ayodhya with so much of fame, success, with so much of glory, and more than anything else, his deep desire was to see his beloved Ram's marriage with a suitable match, and that also happened. So now Dasharath Maharaj is so excited, elated, very happy. With that kind of happiness, he's discussing with his family members, his beloved wives, Kausalya, Sumitra, Kaikeyi. Oh, how nice the marriage happened, like that. After the program, how we all discuss like that. Happily they're discussing, and the travel is happening. As they are traveling, Rajapya Yodhyadi Patisaha Putrair Mahatma Bihi Rishin Sarvan Puraskritya Jagama Subalanuga. King Dasharatha, the king of Ayodhya, so with his son, he's traveling. While they're traveling, Gachantam tam naravyaghram sashignyam nararaghavam ghoram smapakshino vacho vyaharanti tatastata. Suddenly Dasharatha Maharaj hears ghora, very terrible, very scary sounds he hears. They were so happily they're discussing and going. Suddenly they see lots and lots of birds in the sky. Pakshi, birds. So many birds have gathered in the sky and they are screaming. They're screaming in such a way that anybody who hears the sound, they get scared. What's happening? Why? And they're making very inauspicious sound, ashubha, indicating that something very scary going to happen. So many birds, hundreds and thousands of birds, they've come, they're making sound, ghorasma pakshino vacho. Unacceptable sound they're making. And by hearing that, Dasharatha Maharaj felt something very, very wrong. He suddenly felt very concerned. What is this? Bhaumas chaiva mrigas sarve gachanti sma pradakshinam. In the sky there are many birds circling the whole army, making very terrible sound. On the grounds, bhauma, bhumi, bhauma, on the ground also, mrigan, there are so many animals. They also have come, they are also doing pradakshina, they are also doing circle around the entire army of Chaturanga Bala of Dasharath Maharaj. So he was very shocked to see this. Oh, such a happy moment is going on. Everything is looking perfect, great. Why I am seeing such ashubh sanket, symptoms? Bhaumas chaiva mrigas sarve gachanti sma pradakshinam. Tan drishtva, by seeing this, Raja Shardulo Vasishtam Paryaprachata. So now Raja Dasharatha, by seeing all those things, he comes to Vasishta Rishi to discuss about it. What are we seeing? What is this? What is happening? Asaumya pakshino ghora mrigaschapi pradakshina kimidam hridayotkampi mano mama vishidati. He's saying, he's speaking to Vasishta Rishi. He's saying that, my dear Vasishta Rishi, what is this frightening, terrible, scary sounds which is very inauspicious, ashubha? And all these deers, harin, deers, they are also doing in a circling. The way the deers are doing pradakshina, it is indicating there is something good. But the way the birds are doing, it is very scary. I'm not understanding what it is. My heart is jumping. Dasharath Maharaj is saying, I'm so scared. My heart is jumping. I know I'm not able to understand. Can you please tell what it is? And then, Ragnyo Dasharathas Chai Chatvata Vakyam Mahan Rishi Vuvacha Madhuram Vanim Shruyatamasya Yatpalam. Vasishta Rishi was also observing all these things. What is going on? He heard from Raja Dasharath, and then he replied to Maharaj Dasharath, Madhura Vanim. In a very sweet way he replied. Very sweet way. You see, in a very scary situation, something going out of your emotion control. So Maharaj Dasharath is very disturbed and is very affected. He has approached Vasishta Rishi. Like that in our life also, sometimes we get disturbed by seeing something, by hearing something, right? We also approach some people. What should we do? Especially if they are dear and near and dear ones. Like Vasishta Rishi is a Purohit. He is advisor to Ikshvaku family always. So how does an advisor respond to that situation? Here it is said, Valmiki Rishi is saying, Madhura Vanim, in a very sweet way, in a very calm way, Vasishta Rishi started speaking to Dasharath Maharaj. He did not scare him further. Oh, is it, okay, fine. Oh, yeah, something very scary. Oh, yes. No. Very calm way, very sweet way, he's speaking to Dasharath. You see, this is a psychology of human being. When you see something negative, our mind only starts seeing that negative. Something very fearful, Our mind only starts seeing the fearful side of it. Oh, what is going to happen? What is going to happen? What is going to happen? Like sometimes we fall sick, some stomach pain, something happen. So we Google it. It will say, okay, it may be the 4th stage cancer. Maybe you are about to die. So we get scared. Oh God, now what to do? Very scared. So the human psychology is such that the moment we see some negative, something not nice, we start making it more. I think more is going to happen, more is going to happen, right? Amplification. At that time, somebody who is advising you has to balance it. How they actually advise you, isn't it? Dasharath Maharaj is seeing only the terrible sound made by the birds. The way animals are doing pradakshina, it is indicating something good. But that his mind is not seeing at all. He's only seeing the birds making some scary, frightening, terrible sound. Right? But Vasishtha Rishi is able to see both. He's able to see both and he wants to focus on the positive, not only on the negative. So he's saying, Upasthitam bhayam ghoram. He says, yes, Maharaj Dasharath, yes. It is a fact that some danger is going to come. That is the indication of these birds and their sound and all that. Some danger, big danger is going to come, right? Ghora bhayam divyam pakshimukhachutam. That's what these birds are indicating. Mriga prashamantyete santapastyagnyathamayam. But the way these animals are indicating, it means that whatever danger is going to come, it will be taken care. Danger is going to come, but it will be solved. That is also being indicated. Don't worry. So like this, both of them were discussing. Tesham samvadatam tatra, when as they were speaking samvada, they were discussing like this. At that time, vayu pratur bhuvaha, there's sudden cyclone, like a tufan, huge vayu. It is so big, unimaginable. Kampayan prithvim, the earth, the prithvi, the bhumi started shaking, like as if there is a bhukamp, there is an earthquake, like that Chandamarut, Tufan, cyclone appeared there as they were discussing. Sarvam patayancha drumanchu bhavan. They were actually passing through a very deep jungle because Mithila city and Ayodhya, so they're passing through Himalaya, mountains and forest and all that. That place, that forest had long and huge trees, very big, very tall, and they were like 500 years old, 1,000 years old, very old and big trees. The wind was blowing in such a manner that the trees started breaking. Some trees got uprooted and some trees started flying in the sky. Such huge, tall, like 100, 200, 300 foot tall trees. That is the kind of that cyclone or tufan came, right? And as they were all anticipating some big danger is going to come, so the danger started. Kampayan prithvim sarvan patayam sha druma. Druma means these trees. Tamasa samvritva surya. Everywhere suddenly the darkness appeared. Even though it is daytime, but nobody is able to see anything properly. Why? Sava sapraturbhudisha bhasmanacha avritam. Everywhere dust. So much dust because there's so much of wind, so much of cyclone. Everything is flying off. And all the soldiers, they felt, we are going to fly. You see, so much when the wind comes, it was so much that soldiers, they all felt this wind, this cyclone is going to take us away from here. So they all fell. They were sitting in the ratha. Some of them were sitting on the horse. Some soldiers were sitting on the elephant. Some of them were walking. All of them fell on the ground. And they to see what is going on, they're seeing around, but they're not able to understand. Bhasmana chavritam. Everywhere the dust is there. Not able to understand. So much of wind and so much of, the birds are making sound. Animals are circling around. The trees are breaking and falling off. And from the mountain top, big rocks are coming, rolling down and coming, hitting all of them. Earth is shaking. It's a very terrible situation. Bhukamp is happening. Rocks are rolling down and coming. Chandamarat is there. Cyclone is there. Trees are falling. Bhasma, dust and darkness. What is going on? Right? Vasishta charyayashyanshe rajacha sasusastada. Vasishta Rishi is saying, Raja Dasharatha is saying, Samsagnya iva tatrasan sarva manidya chetanam. Slowly in that situation, slowly they were able to see that of a bright light appeared. Very bright and shining light started appearing. Everybody is able to see only that shining bright light, as if one big fire is emerging out of all those things. And slowly everyone is just trying to make out what is that. And Dasharath Maharaj is also watching. What is this? What are we seeing at that time? Tasmin stamasi ghore tu basmachanneva sachamu. In the dust where nothing is visible, now slowly, little bit the fire is visible, and that fire everyone is seeing. Now they're little more detail they're able to see. Some jata is visible. Some, jata is visible. And everybody is still trying to make, what is this? At that time, Dadarsha Bhima Sankasham Jata Mandala Dharinam. Bhima Sankasha, a huge akriti, a huge personality is slowly appearing, which is very shining, glowing like a fire, as if thousands and thousands of sun in the sky appear at the same time. How much brightness it will be there, with that much brightness. And Jata Mandala Dharinam, they're able to see. The moment Dasharatha Maharaj saw this, remaining people are just still thinking what it could be, what all those things. The Dasharatha Maharaj saw that, immediately figured out what is that. Bhargavam Jamadagnyam. This is Bhargava, Jamadagni. Parashurama is coming. Dasharatha Maharaj finally spotted why all this is happening. Who is coming? This Bhargavam Jamadagnyam, Jamadagni's son, Bhargava. This is Parashurama. Raja Vimardinam. Dasharath Maharaj started shouting, Jamadagni's son, Parashurama is coming. Kailasam iva durdhasham, Kalagnim iva dussam. As if Lord Shiva, from the Kailasa with the Kalagni at the time of Pralaya, when Lord Shiva comes to destroy the whole world with Agni around him, there will be so much of fire that will burn everything. Like that, Parashuram is coming. So much of Agni around him, like Lord Shiva. He says, Skande Chasajya Parashum. He's carrying the Parashu. Parashu is that, his Ayudha, Parashu. Dhanurvidgo, he is also carrying the Dhanu, right? He is carrying the bow. Pragrihya Sharamukyam cha Tripuragnam Yathashivam. Exactly Lord Shiva, how he was about to attack the demons in the Tripurasura. At the time of that war between the Tripurasuras, and how Lord Shiva was fully ready with all the Ayudas to fight with those Rakshasas and kill them. Like that, Parashurama with all the Ayudas, with Parashu, with a Dhanu, with arrows in his hand, and with so much of Agni, Kalagni, he's walking and coming. Anybody who's seeing this, just Can't tolerate this. With so much of scary situation it is. Tam drishtva bhima sankasham jwalantamiva pavakam vasishta pramukha vipra japa homa parayana. Vasishta Rishi saw this. He also recognized, yes, this is Parashurama, Jamadagni, son of Jamadagni. And there were so many other sages, rishis. They also figured out. They also, yes, this is Parashurama himself. Sangata munayas sarve sanjalo rathamitaha. Immediately they started preparing. They got the golden kalashas. They filled the water. This Parashurama is coming. How to welcome him? How to receive him? To give him arghya. To wash his feet. To give him some madhura, this... to give him some, to drink some madhu, that shahid, all those things, they got him ready. And finally Parashurama came. Vasishta Rishi and so many other rishis, they go immediately offer their prayers. Jai ho Parashuram, Jai ho, Jai ho. And they washed his feet. They gave the arghya, the padya, and they started offering prayers. And they said, oh Parashurama, please bless us, please bless us. But Parashuram was not looking at any one of them. He had sharply looking at Sri Ram, Ramachandra. And then Vasishta Rishi and all other sages now understood Parashuram is not in the mood of talking to us. Parashuram is also a Brahmana, he is also a Rishi. So Vasishta Rishi, so they all know he's like us, but now he's not in the mood of talking to them. They immediately step aside. They came aside. They understood he's not going to talk to us. He's not going to respond to us. Now Parashuram, now Dasharatha Maharaj is seeing this. His hands are shivering. His heart is pounding with fear. And tears are coming in his eyes. He understood, because everyone knows at that time Parashuram was going everywhere around the earth and he was killing all the kings, all the Kshatriyas. He had taken that, oath of eradicating, killing all the kings. 21 times he did Bhu Pradakshina. He has circled 21 times and he has killed all the kings. He'll not spare anybody. Dasharatha Maharaj said, just now I was thinking everything is so nice, everything is so good, everything is so, happy. We are all together, our whole family is together. Ramachandra's marriage happened just now. Oh, our family is now going to be so happy. And the great calamity has come. Parashuram will kill. He will finish off and no one can stop him. He's Supreme Lord. He has come with Parashu, he has come with all the Ayudas. So Dasharatha Maharaj is full of that fear. And it is mentioned here that Kachit Trivar Dhamarshi Kshatram Notsai Dishyati Purvam Kshatravadham. Kshatravadham. He has killed all the Kshatriyas. Kritva Gatamanyur Gartagnyara. So he is like that. He is very famous for killing all the kings. Now by seeing him, what has happened? This Dasharatha Maharaj's face became very sad. Vishanna Vadanam. No smile on his face. When you know you're going to die now, how will be your face? So Dasharatha Maharaj is, Vishanna Vadana. Full of grief. Hopeless. Sad. Oh, Parashuram has come to attack us. And now, immediately, Dasharatha Maharaj, he goes towards Parashuram and he offers prayers. My dear Parashuram, I have heard that you traveled 21 times whole earth and killed all the corrupt kings. All the corrupt kings you killed. And Mahendra, the king of heaven, Swargadipati Indra, he came to you and he offered prayers. My dear Parashuram, now your work is over. All the corrupt kings are killed. Now please stop this. And now at that time, you agreed to King Indra. Now Dasharatha Maharaj is reminding Parashuram, right, that whatever you wanted to kill, that your oath was there to eradicate all the things, that is already over. You promised this to King Indra, Mahendra of Swarga. And after that, you gave everything in charity to Kashyapa Prajapati. And then you said, from now onwards, I'm not going to pick up any Ayudha. You made this promise. You said, now onwards, I'm not going to fight. I'm not going to have any war with anybody. This is what you are told. But now we see that you're calm, you're so angry. You're calm, you're so angry. And you come with all the Ayudhas. Have you forgotten? You made promise. From now onwards, he will not fight anyone. And then he's speaking all these things, but Parashuram is not at all looking at Dasharath Maharaj. He's not seeing him, he's only seeing Sri Ramachandra. He's just seeing him. Ignoring Dasharatha's talking. Now this Parashuram speaks to Dasharatharam, Sri Ramachandra. Rama Dasharathe, E Rama, son of Dasharatha, Viryamtre Shruyate Adbhutam. I have heard about your great prowess. I heard about your very, very powerful. Shruyam means heard. Viryam Adbhutam. Virya means power. How heroic you are. I heard that you killed Tataka. I heard you killed Tataka's son and you threw away Maricha. You killed Subahu. I heard you broke Shivadhanush. How powerful you must be. Parashuram is telling this to Sri Ramachandra. Rama Dasharathe Viryamte Shruyate Adbhutam Dhanusho Bhedanam. Dhanusho, Shivadhanush Bhedanam. You're broken. Shivadhanush, that nobody was able to even move. Nobody was able to even lift. Even that Ravana, he tried to lift, he fell unconscious. Such a Shivadhanush, which 5,000 people by chanting Hara Hara Mahadev with great difficulty, they used to carry that. That Shivadhanush, Bhedanam, you have broken it. Viryam Adbhutam. This is your Adbhuta Virya. Nikhilena Maya Shrutam. I heard everything about you, how great activities you have done. Tadadbhutam Chintam Cha Bhedanam Dhanushashya Tuchra Tvaha Manoprapto Dhanurgrihya Param Shubham. So, you see, I've come with another Dhanush. See, I'm carrying another Dhanush. I heard that you have broken Shiva Dhanush, that no one other than Lord Shiva was able to lift it. That you have lifted, you have broken it. So I've heard about your greatness. So, you see, I have carried another Dhanush with me. This is Shargha. What you have broken is Pinaka. Pinaka is a Shiva Dhanush. Now I am carrying this Shargha. Now, I want you to take this Dhanush. And Parashurama tells the history of that Dhanush. The history of that Dhanush is that once upon a time, by the will of the Lord, by the desire of the Supreme Lord, the two Dhanush were made. There were two Dhanush were made by the Supreme Lord himself. In the Valmiki Ramayan, it is mentioned as Vishwakarma made. So, but the real meaning of the word Vishwakarma, as you know, there is one person called Vishwakarma, Devata, who is an architect of the Devatas. But in this case, this word Vishwakarma is not referring to that Vishwakarma, because if the Vishwakarma makes the Shiva Dhanush, it means Vishwakarma was able to lift it. But here it is said that other than Lord Shiva, nobody was able to lift it. That means it was actually made by Supreme Lord, because Vishwakarma is another name of the Supreme Lord. So, Parashurama says, once upon a time, the Supreme Lord created two Dhanush. So then, he invited all the Devatas, come and lift. Nobody was able to lift. So then Shiva came, the Lord Shiva came. Out of the two Dhanush, he was able to lift one Dhanush. And he was not able to lift another Dhanush. So, then the Supreme Lord Narayana, Vishnu, he came and he lifted that. What? Lord Shiva was not able to lift, so he lifted it. So when Devatas saw this, Shiva was able to lift one Dhanush and he was not able to lift another one. But the Narayana was able to lift both and he lifted the Sharga. Then Devatas decided, okay, now let us demonstrate to the whole world the supremacy of the Narayana, how the Narayana is superior to anyone. So they said, my dear Shiva, my dear Lord Vishnu, so both of you please now fight. Now, in that way, establish the supremacy like that. So then they said, okay, fine. And then the Lord Shiva, he took that Shiva Dhanush and he tied, it is called Jya Bandhana. He tied that Dhanush with that rope and then he was ready. And then Lord Vishnu, he also took that Sharga Dhanush and he was having that in his hand and he did Humkara. Humkara is a sound that a person makes, and when that Lord Narayana made that sound of Humkara, in the Valmiki Ramayana it is mentioned, Lord Shiva became motionless. He's not moving. He's not able to move even an inch. He's not even blinking his eyes. And his hands are not moving. And that Dhanush which he had tied, that Jya Bandhana, whatever he had tied, it all loosened simply by the sound of Lord Narayana. So here is said, Tadidam Ghora Sankasham Jamatagnyam Mahadhanu Purayastya Sharanyeva Swabalam Darshayascha. So he says this in this way. It was very clearly established that Narayana's power is superior to this. Later, Lord Shiva gave that Shiva Dhanush to Devavrata Janaka. And that is how it reached Mithila, and that is how it was there in the Janaka's palace. We have heard this already. So that's what you have broken. That Indra, Chandra, Surya, Agni, Vayu, Varuna, nobody was able to lift that Shiva Dhanush. That you have broken it. Right? So, I have carried another one which that Lord Vishnu has lifted it. Other than Lord Vishnu, nobody is able to carry that. Nobody is able to lift it that I have brought. Parashuram is saying he is Vishnu himself. Because other than Vishnu, nobody else can lift it. He is only saying and he is carrying that. So now I have brought that. You have broken the Shiva Dhanush. Now you take this also and you tie, do Jya Bandhana of this also. If you do that, then you will fight with me. As a Kshatriya, when you get a person who is equal to your power, that's the greatest, satisfaction. Oh, I got a chance to fight with somebody, right? You've broken Shiva Dhanush, now take this Vishnu Dhanush and you tie this, do Jya Bandhana of this. Dasharatha Maharaj got scared by hearing all this. What is this? Parashuram is calling my small child Ram for a war. How is it possible? How can this happen? This is not safe for Lord Ram. He's such a small boy and Parashuram, nobody can stand in front of him. And he has come and he is inviting Ram for a fight. Oh, no. He came and he immediately fell at the feet of Parashuram and he's crying. The tears are rolling down on his cheek and he's holding his hands in Anjali Mudra. He's begging, please, I beg you, please don't do this. Look at this Balanam. He's Bala, he's my child. He's such a small child he is. How can he fight with you? How can you invite him for a fight? Just married. They have a vehicles, they put the just married, going back to Ayodhya. No, this is not fair, you can't please do this. And Dasharatha Maharaj says, if anything happens to Lord Ram, my boy Sri Ram, none of us we will be alive, we will all die. We can't be alive if anything happens to Ram. And you're inviting him for war? No, this is not going to happen. So, Parashuram, when Dasharatha is so much pleading, begging, Parashuram is not even looking at him. He's not even talking to him. He's just seeing Sri Ram. And he's speaking to Sri Ram. Without seeing Dasharath, son of Jamadagni, Parashuram gives reply. He says, "O Dasharatha Maharaj, you have 4 sons. I have spared the 3 sons. This Ram has to fight. You want son? You got 3 sons, right? So you take your remaining 3 sons. This Ram has to fight with me. He has broken Shiva Dhanush. How, his real prowess has to be displayed today. I want to fight with him. I want to." Actually, some of you may not be aware of the philosophy here. Sri Ramachandra is the same Narayana. Parashurama is also Narayana. It's the same personality. It is a Leela. It is a Vidambana. It's a pastime. It's the same Lord. He's in the 2 forms at the same time. You see, we know that Krishna, Rama, but Krishna was not there in Treta Yuga and Rama was not there in Dwapar Yuga. We know that, okay, Rama, Krishna, they're all same. But same 2 forms of the Lord in the same place at the same time. Parashurama and Dasharatha Rama. They are there. So everybody is scared of Parashuram. Only Lord Ramachandra is not scared. He's still having that gentle smile. Mandasmita, very attractive, enchanting smile on his face. He's just looking at Parashuram. He's not disturbed. It is the same person. He's another expansion of the same personality. Advaita Machyuta Manadim Ananta Rupam. Adyam Purana Purusham. Is the same Purusha, Ananta Rupam. He has got many, many forms. Isn't it? But even though he has got many forms, he's Advaita. He's one person. He's not 2 different people. Parashuram, Ram, both of them are one. So there are many reasons why this incident happened, why this 2 avatar of the Lord came together at the same place, at the same time, that we will discuss later. But first we will hear the past time what happened. So we need to understand that even though there are 2 forms and the 2 personalities appear, but they are one personality. We should never do this avatara bheda. Oh, Parashurama is different, Rama is different. Ram is different, Krishna is different. No, it's one person. It's the same personality. So Parashuram is inviting Lord Ramachandra. Come, you have to fight with me. If you take this Vishnu, Dhanush, Sharga, then you do Jabandhana of that, then I will fight with you. You have to defeat me. You cannot escape like this after breaking Shiva Dhanush. Now you have to fight with me. By breaking Shiva Dhanush, you have challenged me. Right? So Dasharatha Maharaj is just, he has lost all his composure. What do we do? How to convince this Bhargava Rama, this Parashurama, that you please leave my child? At that time, all the soldiers, they're all watching this. All the sages, Vasishtha Rishi, they're also watching this. All the queens, they're watching this. And it is mentioned how everybody saw was very different. Because, you see, Lord Ramachandra and Parashurama, they are Sakshat Narayana. Now, how everybody see God is always according to their individual level or individual capacity. According to your eligibility, you will see God. It is not same for everyone. Like, if I give you a diamond, only those who know the value of diamond know the value of diamond. Right? Once one father gave one diamond to the child and told him, go nearby that shoe polishing person and go and ask him what is the value of this. So he goes to that shoe polishing person and shows him the diamond and asks him, how much do you think you will pay for it? He said, for this glass piece, I'll give you 1 or 2 rupees. So he comes back. And then father says, now you do one thing, now you go to fruit vendor. So you go to sabji wala or fruit vendor and ask them, So they said, okay, for your this whatever you got in your hand, we'll give you some fruit for this. So like this, he goes to different people, and everybody evaluate the value of the diamond according to their own level and capacity. And now the father tells the boy, his child, you go to a nearby jewelry shop person. Ask him what is the value of this. So he comes to this jewelry person and asks him, sir, what do you think? What is the value of this? Oh, this is diamond. For this, I'll give you this much money. He gives whatever. So you see how even though it is diamond, but everybody saw the value of the diamond differently. So like that, the Supreme Lord, Parashuram, Sri Ram, they are there. The soldiers are seeing this. Sages are seeing. Vasishtha Rishi is seeing. Dasharatha is seeing. But everybody is not seeing them as Narayana. They are not seeing them. So it is mentioned that some of them saw Parashuram was as bright as like a sun in the sky. One sun. For some, it appeared as if there are 100 suns at the same time. For some people, Ram and Parashuram appeared as if there are thousands of sun. That much of heat, that much of light, that much of brightness. That is their tejas appeared. And the sages like Vasishtha Rishi, they saw lakhs and lakhs of the sun, Surya, Bhaskara standing there. So they all perceived this Rama and Parashurama in a different way. So now in this situation, in this scenario where Parashuram has come, has given invitation for a war by offering Sri Ram. You see how interesting it is. Even though Dasharatha is very scared, right? What will happen to my child? But this incident will establish that Lord Ramachandra is Sakshat Narayana. Because here the Parashuram has come with Shiva, he has come with Vishnu Dhanush, that only Vishnu can lift it. And Parashuram himself is telling, in the past, even Lord Shiva was not able to lift it. No Devatas were able to lift it. Only Narayana lifted it. So now he is saying, I have come with the same Dhanush. Now I want you to lift it, do Jabandhana of that. If Ram does that, it becomes a proven fact that Ram is none other than Vishnu, Narayana, not an ordinary person. Like this, every situation which appears difficult, which appears problem in our life, it actually comes to bring out something good in us. It comes in our life to bring out something great within us. Like Dasharatha is very worried, scared. Oh, something will happen to my son Ram. Oh, what will happen to my son? But you see, the devotees know whenever difficulties come, whenever problem come, we should see that in a Krishna conscious way. Krishna has sent this problem. In this case, Krishna himself has come, Parashuram has come to glorify Lord Ram's position. Like that, Krishna will send some problem, some challenge, some difficulty in our life to establish something good in us. Right? So now how did Lord Ramachandra reply to this? Further, what happened? Did Ram lift it? And what happened? Was there a fight? And there are many more that incidents, the detail that we'll discuss in the next session. And we hear this Rama and Parashurama Dvandva. We'll stop here. Shri Valmiki Ramayana ki, Jagat Guru Srila Prabhupada ki jai.